Hello friends. Welcome back to Wonderfully Made Bible Stories for Children. Last time, we heard about the beautiful temple Solomon built. A special place where God's people could come to worship, pray, and remember the Lord. We learned how the Ark of the Covenant was brought into the temple, and how God showed His presence in a powerful way. But after the celebration was over, something very important happened. God spoke to Solomon and gave him both a promise and a warning. Let's listen carefully to today's story. After the temple was finished and the people had worshipped together, God appeared to Solomon. This was not the first time God had spoken to him. Solomon had heard from God before. And now God spoke again. God reminded Solomon that he had heard Solomon's prayers and accepted the temple as a special place for worship. God also reminded Solomon that he had kept his promises, especially the promise he made to David, Solomon's father. Then God gave Solomon a promise. God explained that Solomon's kingdom would remain strong if Solomon continued to walk in God's ways and obey God's commands. God made it clear that leadership is not just about power, riches, or being famous. Leadership is about obedience to God. But then God gave Solomon a warning. God explained that if Solomon turned away and began to follow false gods, trouble would come. God said that if the people stopped obeying him, the kingdom would not stay strong. Even the temple would not protect them if their hearts turned away from God. This was a very serious message. God was teaching Solomon something important. A beautiful temple is not enough. What matters most is a faithful heart. Solomon listened. At this point in his life, Solomon wanted to do what was right. God had given him wisdom, peace, and a great responsibility. But God reminded him that wisdom must be guarded. Because even wise people can make wrong choices if they stop listening to God. God gave Solomon a promise, but God also warned him. That reminds us that God doesn't only care about what we build on the outside. He cares about what we obey on the inside. So here are some questions to think about. Why do you think God warned Solomon, even after Solomon built the temple? Have you ever been trusted with something important? What helps you choose what is right when no one is watching? God's warning wasn't meant to scare Solomon. It was meant to guide him. Because God wanted Solomon to finish well, not just start well. Thank you for joining me today. Next time on Wonderfully Made, we'll see what happens as Solomon grows older. His kingdom becomes richer and more powerful than ever before. But will Solomon keep trusting God? Or will Solomon begin to drift away? We'll find out next time. Until then, remember, you are wonderfully made, and God cares about your heart. Bye for now.